by loops of black elastic, and then she realized they were panties, crotchless panties. She thought, not again, and Beth, and thank God M went inside, and now I can leave him. And then a car door slammed next door to the left, and she jerked and crumpled the lace into a hard ball that scratched her palm. Gloria was home. It would be bad if Gloria peered over the big picket fence as she always did and caught Maddie on the floor of Brent's car with another woman's underwear. It was probably paranoid to think that Gloria Meyer could identify another woman's underwear at 40 paces, but this was Frog Point, so there was no room to take chances. If Gloria saw, her nose would twitch, and she'd wave and scuttle inside, and an hour later Maddie's mother would be calling to find out if it was true because she'd heard it from Esther by the toaster ovens at Kmart, and now everybody in Frog Point was talking about what a fool Maddie was and what a shame it was for Emily and how it was all Maddie's mother's fault because she hadn't raised Maddie right. Next door, Gloria's screen door slapped shut as she went inside. She put her hand on the hot beige leather and pushed herself out of the car to stare at her backyard. Funny how normal everything looked. The pine picket fence was still where it was supposed to be, and the splintered picnic table, and Em's beat-up blue bike, and yet she'd found somebody else's underwear here, on this spot, on Linden Street, between Gloria Meyer and Leona Crosby, right in the middle of her life. Maddie took a deep breath and walked up the back porch steps and into the cool of her kitchen, making sure to slam the back door, which had started to stick in the heat. She stood next to the sink and held the pants in her hand, trying for a moment to make them fit into her everyday reality the way Em used to sing along with Sesame Street. One of these things did not belong here. One of these things was not the same. Yellow Formica counter, dead microwave, Flintstone glass with milk in bottom, mac and cheese pan soaking in sink, black lace crotchless underwear. Mom? Maddie dropped the underwear into the mac and cheese mess with nerveless fingers and shoved it to the bottom of the pan, splashing scummy dishwater on her t-shirt. She turned and saw Em in the doorway, lost in her black oversized Marvin the Martian t-shirt, her baby-fine brown hair curling around her face, vulnerable as only an 8-year-old can be vulnerable. Maddie leaned on the sink for support. What, honey? What was that? What? That thing. Em came closer, sliding her hip along the yellow counter as she moved, bouncing over the cabinet handles. That black thing. Oh. Maddie blinked at the pants floating in the pan and shoved them under the water again. It's a scrub thing. She began to scour the mac and cheese pan with the wadded-up pants, taking great satisfaction in the way the pale cheese clogged the lace. Fear caught at the back of Maddie's throat. Em's virtue was all part of some plan for whatever it was she was up to this time, some plan she could make because her world was secure and ordinary, and it was all about to blow up in her face. Maddie's knees went and she pulled out a kitchen chair and sat down before she fell on the floor and made a fool of herself in front of her daughter. Mom? Em said, and Maddie held out her arms and pulled Em close to her. I love you, baby, Maddie said into her hair as she rocked Em back and forth. I love you so much. I love you too, Mommy. Are you all right? Yes. Maddie forced herself to let her daughter go. I'm fine. Okay. Em backed up a little and began to sidle out of the kitchen. Well, if you need me for anything, yell. I'm going to work on my school list some more. It's pretty long this year. 3rd grade is harder. Right. Whatever it was that Em was going to ask, she'd postponed it until her mother was normal again. But normal was going to be never, unless Maddie could handle this mess somehow. She got up and dumped the water out of the mac and cheese pan and threw it and the gross cheese-encrusted panties in the trash. Overcome with revulsion, she grabbed the can of Lysol out from under the sink and sprayed the trash and her hands until they dripped and her nose stung from the chemical-rich air. Then she dragged the trash outside and upended the basket into the dumpster at the side of the yard, carefully not looking at Brent's car. She was ready to murder Brent, and over what?